That bowl of corn? Around the year 1701, a friar copied down a Maya holy book that says the gods built the first humans out of it. Not a metaphor. Actual corn dough, shaped into people. 3 foods sitting in your kitchen right now were once treated as sacred. Corn, rice, and honey mead. People prayed over them, planted them in rituals, and wrote them into their oldest scriptures. Here is how everyday food used to be the food of the gods. Start with corn. The Quiché Maya of Guatemala kept a sacred book called the Popol Vuh. In it, the gods try to make people and fail twice. First, they use wet mud, and it just slumps apart. Then they carve people out of wood, but those come out cold and heartless, so a great flood wipes them away. On the third try, the gods grind yellow and white corn into dough, and that dough becomes real human flesh. The first 4 men even get names. The only old copy we still have was written out by a friar named Francisco Jimenez in the town of Chichicastenango, and it sits in a Chicago library today. And corn is ancient. Farmers in southern Mexico bred it from a wild grass roughly 9,000 years ago. Now rice. In Japan's Shinto religion, rice is not just dinner, it is holy. There is even a rice god named Inari, worshipped at about 30,000 shrines across the country. And the emperor himself farms. On the palace grounds in Tokyo, there is a small rice paddy, where the emperor plants the seedlings by hand every spring and cuts the harvest every fall. Emperor Hirohito started that royal habit back in 1927, and emperors still do it today. Then every November, in a ceremony called the Ninamesai, the emperor offers the first new rice to the gods and eats a little himself. When a brand new emperor takes the throne, there is one giant version of it. Emperor Naruhito performed that one in November of 2019, last mead, which is really just honey and water left to ferment. To the Norse, it was the drink of the gods, and one myth made it sacred. In a book called the Prose Edda, written by an Icelander named Snorri Sturluson around the year 1220, the gods make a genius named Kvasir out of their own spit. 2 dwarves murder him and mix his blood with honey to brew the mead of poetry. Drink it, and you could suddenly speak like a poet. The god Odin steals it back by sneaking into a mountain, draining 3 containers over 3 nights, turning into an eagle, and flying home. That is why the Norse said great poetry was a gift straight from Odin. So the corn in your pot, the rice in your bowl, the honey in your cup. Every single one was once worshipped, prayed over, or written into a holy book. Somewhere along the way, we turned the food of the gods into a quiet Tuesday dinner. New food history every week. Stick around and stay hungry.